with the NBA season really around that corner, hey, I want to give my version of the team that I'm going to watch, or I guess how you might want to call it, league pass teams that I feel like it can be interesting to watch. And, of course, we'll get like some of the main, there's like teams that the mainstream is going to tell you about, where it's the Lakers, I was like now the Nuggets, the Bucks now with Dame, and the Celtics always on there. And so I was like, there's no point in talking about like why I watch those teams, because I'm like, they're already gonna be on TV. We're already gonna watch it and whatnot. But a couple teams that I was just like thinking, I'm like, if they're on, I'm more inclined to watch them more so than I was like, let me try to think. Like I'm not going I like Laurie marketing, but I'm not about to watch Utah for any of that. Um, Hell, I probably won't even. I was like, I like the squad of Cleveland, but I'm probably not gonna watch Cleveland. But I think they're probably gonna be in that on TV type of team anyway. I'm talking about the ones where I'm like, they not gonna show up. This used to be held for like OKC, but I think with Shea coming on the scene last year and stuff like that, I don't think they're gonna be on TV like they're not gonna be a media team, like that. But I don't think I think they graduated from League Pass. I think I think while they'll still be on that, they'll get on like NBA TV, something like that, or they'll be in more double headers on TNT, that kind of thing. I was like, so they'll get their time. So, in saying that, I was like, one, I was like, kind of is the Rockets. I just really want to see how all that goes with the mix of youngsters, and they got a couple of vets on there. But you kind of want to see the Jalen Green take that next step. How does the Thompson kid looks? Whitmore, how does he look in the whole thing? And Ime Udoka sort of coaching this team up and seeing if he can get them on the right track. But I think they could be interesting in that way. I mean, we already know the big head honcho ego dude on the team, Mr. Brooks. Uh, but I was like, but they want to turn this around, and I guess they want to reset the culture. They just recently traded Kevin Porter Jr. away after his troubles, and basically like it's too. I guess it's like too many youngsters on the team, which it kind of is. So that's one of them. One that I'll be watching a lot more closely than anything is the Hornets. I was like, that's sort of my team here in the NBA. If I was, if I'm gonna have a team, but I was like, pretty much Ball, Brandon Miller. You know, uh, can they stay healthy? Can they get into a play-in sort of situation? But they got enough. They got enough youngsters on here, and you want to see like more out of Mark Williams. Um, yeah, I was like, you just want to see like, can Book Knight put anything together? Um, Due to the situation, how the Bridges look, and dang, I was like Smith Jr. I was like, I can't remember the first name, but it's how much run he gonna get on quarter well. Also, Hayward and are they gonna get anyway? So you just want to see how those youngsters play, which is really that's pretty much how this whole thing goes with League Pass. Like the Blazers, you want to see how Scoot looks. You want to see how I was like how Aiden plays. You want to see just like their youngsters mixed with like a couple of dudes that been in the league for a while with like Aiden, Robin Williams and stuff, Robert Williams, and just how that goes. I really think that Aiden, while being the top dude, it also probably gonna be probably Grant, because who's gonna stop those two really from taking shots until the youngsters like come up or Grant is able to be traded. Um, I was like, I was like mentioned. I was like the team I think that's like will be like the new OKC is really the Magic, just because Banchero's there, Wagner's there. They got a plethora of guards as well. You know, you're still waiting on like Suggs, Anthony. You know, Fultz is there. Um, Isaac is there. They got a really weird mix of team with tall and long dudes, but also like the guard, like like the guards is like, do you even really need them if you know, like they was doing lineups where they had like everybody over like 6'10". So I just like the fact that the way that they experiment with some of the way they play, and uh also I like with all these youngsters, you just want to see who sort of just fits into a role, who sort of like steps up. It's a star player on that team, like who we thought they were, or are they just like a building block? Are they, something that you're gonna flip type of thing? Like, we're like, he only can carry it so far kind of thing. Wizards is another one. Poole, Kuz, both of them I feel like are going to be like over 23 points, and the chaos that's going to bring. I can't. I like his name like Billion. I can't. I'm not going to screw up the dude's name. The dude that was drafted, that also played with Wemby. I was like, like crazy long, crazy athletic. Seeing him play while also having those like guys that's going to take a lot of shots, sort of see like if they going to mess up like the development, how he's going to be able to fit in and stuff like that. So then so outside of like, those are like the young teams that, I'm willing to watch. The other team that I want to watch, like I said, I was like, is like for instance, the Heat. The Heat isn't, I was like, they're on the map. Everybody knows about them. Nobody's like, nobody's like over here like, what, the Heat? Nobody's going to say that. But they're all, the way they play in the regular season also is something that is enamoring. So it's like almost like think of like how the Spurs were. Like the Spurs on TV, but you also know that the Spurs ain't gonna draw nobody. So that's sort of like what the Heat is. Like the Heat, they got Butler and they got Bam, and it really is just like a cast of people. But they're not really a team that they're gonna be like showcasing. Like probably on ESPN they would, but and like the right matchups. But you just ain't gonna just have like, like the Lakers can play the damn Magic and they'll try to make that to a TNT game. But, if it's like the Heat and the Magic, like, nah, we're just gonna not just throw down the NBA, pass. That's all it is. So that's why I put them in there. You want to see how that cast does. Once they got the whole like, it's gonna take a minute to see, with Strus and Vincent gone, to see who's sort of filling those spots, Hero coming back, that kind of thing. I was like, the Pels. Yes, I was like, we already know. I was like, I was gonna, that was probably number. Not gonna probably do the fat pun, but speaking of big pun, Zion, basically that team in itself, because they sort of have like a string of injury, that kind of thing. Where it's like him or Bi or CJ, somebody hurt, but they were like top seed in the West last year, and they fell off because of Zion. So therefore, I like that. Even though they got Zion and he is a big attraction himself, they don't really throw the Pelicans on like that either. So that's why I put them in like, oh, that's sort of like a team you're gonna have to watch. I put the Grizzlies on here because I think early on they're not going to be shown on TV. I was like, they schedule these things for a reason, a certain way. They're not going to be really shown at all until pretty much Ja comes back. So I just want to sort of see how the team sort of does. But while he's not there, see who sort of like Tyus Jones not there either. I was like, he's sort of a big deal when they had him last couple of years when Ja's not there. And see how that sort of go with Rose and Smart and that of itself. But yeah, no, I was like, but in some form, everybody, I was like, check out just about everybody. There's some teams that like, I didn't say nothing about the Spurs because I'm not going to watch the Spurs just to see Wemby because everybody's going to show Wemby anyway. There's no point of doing that. Like I said with the Lakers, like I don't have to watch the Lakers in order to see the Lakers because they're going to show the Lakers. Golden State, that one's sort of tricky because they're going to show them because it's Steph and the Golden State Warriors. But that one, I might be more inclined to watch just to see how that works with Paul and while Green's not there, see how all their dynamics sort of go. So that's sort of when I say like League Pass is like for the young teams, to see how they all work, but also the team that they're not going to show on TV that much because we're going to end up running through the same team for a while. Early on, they'll try to like give you a little diversity there, but I was like for the most part, it's top team. Like that's why I said like the Nuggets not gonna be on here now. The Nuggets on the map. They're gonna show the Nuggets in more games so that everybody can be like, oh my god, that's Jokic. Oh man, he is really that great and that kind of thing. Anyway, this is my league pass teams. What are your league pass teams? They ain't gotta be that long, and it was like hell. You give me a whole list. But basically, what are the teams that you are interested in watching this upcoming season? That could be like fun and stuff like that. Before because I was like, when we get to the playoff, we probably gonna be looking at those teams and watching those teams anyway. So we're already gonna have a good idea. It's the other teams that that you sort of want to see to get a good reading on or seeing what's gonna be fun about them and stuff like that. Or especially when it's like nothing attached to them, with no expectation kind of things. Anyway, this is my video. If you like it, I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, out.